Hi everybody, welcome to Strider Games, and it's time for the news. As you know, it's going to be me chatting about what's been happening this week in films, TV and games. There's no graphics, it's just me chatting. So, if you don't want to see that, turn off. But don't. Click like, subscribe for your weekly news about stuff. So, there was a new trailer for Suicide Squad this week, and also Wonder Woman, which looked good. Suicide Squad, it looks very comic booky, very fun, bright colours, fast paced, lots of action. It opens up a lot more of the characters that are going to be in it. We see a few of them. Will Smith is Deadshot, still not wearing his mask, and there's loads of bullets everywhere shooting. Harley Quinn, she's looks a lot different from the comic books, but she's still as mental. She's got voices in her head, apparently. Joker isn't seen that much. There's a few glimpses of him without his face paint on, jumping into a big vat of something, pulling what looks like Harley Quinn out of it. So that might be some sort of origin story. It's said that Joker isn't part of the Suicide Squad itself. He's like a separate character, so that might be quite cool to see what's happening there. There's also a scene of him laying on the ground with knives all around him, which you know, he loves knives. He does love knives. There is a weird guy with like an eyeball helmet on in one of the shots for about 6 seconds, if that. Character Katana, she's in it as well. She is a supervillain who has a magic sword with the power of death in it, so that's quite good. They appear to be fighting what seems to be a large monster. We don't know who it is. It could be a new villain. Villains fighting villains, that's very strange, isn't it? You'll have to excuse the camera angle this week. It's broken. But the villain could be Poison Ivy. Who knows? Could be anybody. Wonder Woman. This was a short trailer. She's getting her own film. Obviously, she's in Batman vs Superman. She's apparently in this universe Amazonian immortal. So she's still alive today. And Chris Pratt's in it. So what's it say here? It runs over a few time periods, including World War One, and she's immortal, I think. It looks good anyway, and she has a cool outfit, a shield which is impenetrable, good slow motion fights. So I'm looking forward to it. News for Thor 3. This is, of course, the final outing for Thor for Phase 3 of the Marvel Universe. So, maybe spoilers. Odin, the king of Asgard, if you remember, he was taken from his throne by Loki at the end of the last film. He wasn't killed, though, apparently. And in this movie, he is a kind of hobo who wanders a land, Midgard, which is another realm. And he's spouting stuff about the end of the world. So, that will be cool. Flash. Not Flash as in the Flash. Flash as in Flash Gordon, the saviour of the universe. He'll save every one of us. He is getting a reboot, apparently. Mark Protosevich of I Am Legend, he directed that film with Will Smith, if you remember that. He's drafting a script for the Flash Gordon reboot. So that might be quite good. Die Hard 6. Yes, they are making another one. This time, it's an origin story about John McClane. I don't know who wants an origin story about John McClane. Die Hard was good because John is just a standard cop. He doesn't have any special abilities. He's literally just stuck in a building fighting people. He he might lose. That's the good thing about Die Hard. He's not this super guy until you get to Die Hard 5, and when he can just do anything, and that's annoying. I don't know what you're going to see in the origin story. Rumors of flashbacks, but he's maybe just a regular cop in police college, getting regular exam marks, C pluses and stuff, and it'll be like, oh, it's John McClane. Here, John, do some regular paperwork because it's the early to late 80s. Use this typewriter. Rubbish. But it might be good, who knows. Legion, this is a new series coming to television later this year. It's a spin-off from the X-Men. It's set in a parallel dimension to the current run of X-Men movies, and it sees some mutants who are apparently known to the government, like the X-Men, but not to the general public, unlike the X-Men. So apparently it's set around some guy who hears voices in his head. They think he's mad. He's in an asylum. Turns out the voices are real. So, Assassin's Creed has got a movie. I love the game. We're going to see Michael Fassbender as a new assassin called Callum Lynch in the modern world, and some unpronounceable name in Spanish times. Spanish times? Old Spanish times. So, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Both Hitman's rubbish, Tomb Raider was rubbish, but this one might be good. Apparently Fassbender as Callum Lynch, he's in a mental asylum, and he uses the Abstergo machine somehow to go back in his family line to olden times Spain. Sending some pictures, mainly green screen. Star Trek Beyond, don't know if you've seen the trailer. It looks, I don't know, they're destroying the ship again. Kirk's got funny hair. It looks like a comedy. The uniforms have been changed to give a kind of retro look, a hint of the original series, which I like. So that's one good thing, I guess. Also, Star Trek news, unrelated to Star Trek Beyond. Patrick Stewart, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, he has said in an interview that he would be up for playing Captain Picard one more time. I don't think it will be in this current universe of Star Trek. Although technically it could, because eventually Picard will be born, and I can't see why he would look any different, but he would be really old, so I like him. Rogue One news, moving on. It's just like the original trilogy and the Force Awakens movie, because it's going to use practical effects mainly, and some CGI, so it's people dressed up in costumes and puppets, which we like. This will look good. It's said to be darker and grittier than the previous Star Wars films, especially the prequels, because they were rubbish. Bad news for anyone who wants to see X-Files on TV here in the UK. It has a release date of sometime in February. Annoying. Moving on, games news. Metal Gear 1. Fantastic game. Loved it. It is coming back. I may have mentioned this before. They're using the new Fox engine from Metal Gear Solid 5. They had a walkthrough video this week. It shows some areas of the Shadow Moses Island base, some of the iconic fight scenes. It does look good. The character graphics weren't all that, but they're still working on it. I will get this game. That's a brilliant game. Just love it. This is the game that got me into gaming, actually, to start with, and I bought it on PlayStation. If you played it now, it would be annoying, probably, because the graphics are terrible, and the camera angle was terrible. Fix that, by the way. Who remembers Need for Speed? it is coming back. The developers of the next chapter have said that this game will have fully customizable cars. I don't know to what level, maybe even the dust caps, but that might be good. So, Division news. There's been lots of footage this week online due to the lifting of the embargo thing that you had to sign. I did play the alpha. I enjoyed it, I guess. I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be a bit... I don't know, it's not quite what the original game that we saw all those years ago. It's not what I was expecting. The main thing that annoys me is the characters are bullet sponges. You just shoot them, and they just don't go down. They don't even seem to be affected by the bullets. I don't want it to be that sort of game. But anyway, they have shown us that the release map is a lot smaller than everyone was hoping. Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island are not included in the map. It's just Midtown Manhattan, which is playable. It hasn't been said whether you can go up and down in buildings. I know there's underground subway systems to explore, but still a few questions. I'm pretty sure that they'll use DLC content to open up the city, costing you more money. I'm just a little bit concerned, as I said, that this is just going to be another run and shoot. Bit samey. I don't know. I'm also worried that if you don't jump into the dark zone straight away, that everyone else will be leveled up and you'll be just caned. Annoying. I was hoping for more of an open world adventure quest, really, but there you go. However, something I did see that was awesome on YouTube, I found it. It's a live action mini-series about the Division. It's called Agent Origins. They're only about 5 minutes long, and it's really cool live action Division stuff. So check that out. I enjoyed it anyway. So that's all the news I've got for you this week, really. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and join me for more news next week. See you later.